A human mechanic noticed a ship refusal. Then he found something hidden under the reservoir. Derek Hale wiped the grease from his hands and squinted at the massive control panel in front of him. The Voyager's engines thrummed beneath the floor, a soft vibration that felt like a heartbeat. To most beings in the port, this ship was just another giant craft, impressive but ordinary. To Derek, it was a puzzle, a machine with secrets, waiting for someone who cared enough to notice them. He tapped a sequence of commands into the ship's AI interface. "Diagnostic run core systems," he said, his voice calm but firm. The AI responded with its usual polite tone, or so it should have. "Command refused," it said. Derek frowned. Refused? What refused? He glanced around the maintenance bay. A group of alien engineers watched him from a safe distance. Their many eyes blinked in confusion, or perhaps amusement. "Humans shouldn't be allowed near these systems," one of them muttered under its breath. Derek ignored it. Aliens often underestimated humans. They had a habit of thinking the galaxy was too large for a small species like his. He tried again, carefully retyping the command. "Diagnostic run core systems." Again, the same reply. Command refused. Derek leaned closer to the panel. His fingers danced across the controls as he inspected the logs. Nothing. No errors, no warnings. The system was online and functioning perfectly, but it was ignoring every command he entered. Every other technician's input worked fine. A small pang of worry tugged at him. He had never seen anything like this. Machines didn't refuse humans without reason. Not in all his years as a mechanic. Then the AI said something different. "Command accepted." Derek blinked. The words appeared only after he had pressed a different button sequence, one he hadn't tried before. It was subtle, almost hidden. The AI seemed to recognize him in a way that made no sense. He leaned back and rubbed his temple. "Okay, Voyager," he murmured. "You're hiding something from me, aren't you?" The ship hummed quietly, as if considering the question. For hours, Derek examined every system he could reach. The alien engineers came closer, curious now. Their confidence in their own technology had faltered the moment they saw a human touch the controls and make the AI behave in ways they couldn't. "You know," one said cautiously, "maybe the human is compatible." He was too focused on a small, almost invisible hatch on the reservoir deck, a place no one had paid attention to. Something about it was off. It didn't match the schematics he had memorized. Curiosity pulled him toward it. He crouched and ran his hands over the metal surface. The panel was smooth, clean, but the edges didn't fit the blueprint. He pressed gently along the seams. A soft click echoed in the empty bay. Derek's heart skipped. He looked up. The aliens were staring, unsure whether to step back or intervene. But Derek didn't care. He had found the first hint of something hidden, something the ship itself seemed to guard. "Easy," he whispered. "Just a hatch, just a door." It took a careful hand and precise movements, but the hatch began to open, revealing a narrow compartment beneath the reservoir. Inside, a faint glow pulsed, almost imperceptible. The air smelled faintly metallic but not stale, like something had been waiting to be discovered for decades. Derek leaned in, shining a small light inside. Nothing could have prepared him for what he saw. A device, compact, strange, clearly of human origin, but unlike anything he had ever seen. Its surface was smooth, with symbols and shapes that seemed to shift when he moved. He reached out a tentative hand, half afraid to touch it, half eager. The moment his fingers brushed the device, the AI's voice shifted again. "Authorized human recognized," it said. "Access granted." Derek froze. "Authorized human? Me? Yes. Recognition complete." His mind raced. How could this be? He was just a mechanic, a fixer, not a scientist, not a soldier. Yet the ship seemed to trust him, to obey him in ways it never had with anyone else. The alien's jaws dropped as Derek carefully removed the device from the compartment. "What is it?" one of them asked, whispering. Derek shook his head. I don't know yet, but I think it's important. The aliens exchanged uneasy glances. None of them had ever seen humans like this. They relied on protocol, rules, hierarchy. But humans were unpredictable. They were curious. They asked questions no one else thought to ask, noticed patterns no one else could see, and took risks that made others uncomfortable. Derek felt a thrill. Here it was, an opportunity he couldn't ignore. A secret left behind, perhaps deliberately, waiting for a human to find it. He didn't know who had placed it there, or why, but he knew one thing. Whatever it was meant for someone like him. He carried the device to a small workstation and began examining it. It didn't respond to brute force commands. Instead, it seemed to react to his touch, his careful adjustments. He tried connecting it to the ship's interface. The Voyager shivered, lights flickering softly as if waking from a long sleep. Interesting, Derek murmured. Very interesting. Hours passed. The aliens gave him space, murmuring among themselves. Derek discovered that the device contained layers of data, encrypted in ways alien systems could not decode. Symbols shifted, algorithms adapted in real time, and the AI seemed to listen to him differently than before. Finally, Derek leaned back and exhaled. The sun, or whatever passed for a sun in this orbit, glinted off the ship's hull. The maintenance bay was quiet now, the aliens having retreated to observe from a distance. Derek stared at the device, a sense of awe washing over him. He thought about what this could mean. If humans had left technology like this behind, why? Were they hiding it or preserving it? And why had the Voyager's AI waited for a human to find it? Questions spun in his mind, but one thought was clear. Discovery was only the beginning. Derek smiled faintly, brushing grease off his hands again. He didn't know what he would find next, but he had a feeling the ship itself was about to show him more than he had ever imagined. As the hatch closed gently behind him, Derek looked at the device once more. It hummed softly, almost alive, waiting for him to take the next step. The Voyager had secrets, and now so did he. The port's lights flickered in the distance. Somewhere out there, the stars stretched endlessly, but Derek's eyes were fixed on the ship beneath him. Somewhere under the reservoir, hidden from everyone else, humanity had left a mark. And Derek was the first to see it. A small beep sounded from the device. A holographic interface shimmered to life. Symbols, coordinates, and fragments of words appeared. Unreadable but tantalizingly familiar. Derek's pulse quickened. "All right, Voyager," he whispered, leaning closer. "Let's see what you've been hiding all this time." And for the first time in decades, a human mechanic understood that the galaxy had underestimated his kind. Not just human strength or their cleverness, but their curiosity, their ability to see what no one else would. The Voyager was waiting. And so was the story it had been keeping secret. Beneath the reservoir, in a hidden compartment meant for a human who could understand it. Derek smiled. The adventure had just begun. Derek sat at the small workstation, the hidden device humming softly in front of him. Its glow was gentle, but insistent, like a heartbeat waiting for him to understand it. He studied it closely, turning it over in his hands. No markings he recognized, no labels, just smooth metal, shifting symbols and faint pulses of light. He had repaired ships before, fixed engines that others had declared beyond hope, but this was something else entirely. "Think, Derek," he murmured to himself. "What are you really holding?" The ship's AI spoke then, in a tone that was different from usual. Softer, more attentive, almost curious. "Human detected. Interface engagement recommended," it said. Derek raised an eyebrow. "You're recommending?" "Yes. The device requires your input to unlock its full functions," the AI replied. Derek leaned closer. He had learned over the years that machines, especially human-made machines, could sense who was qualified, even if they couldn't explain why. This device seemed to operate on that principle, refusing to respond to anything except a human touch. He tapped the device lightly, then more firmly, and watched as its surface rippled like liquid metal. Symbols and diagrams appeared in three-dimensional holograms above it. Derek's eyes widened. Coordinates, algorithms, maps, technical diagrams of systems he didn't recognize. And then, something more surprising. Fragments of words in human language, faded but readable. Impossible, he whispered. This tech, it's human, but decades old. The aliens in the port who had been watching from the upper observation deck murmured among themselves. They had no idea what Derek had found, but they could see the reactions. Their own systems had nothing like it. Nothing that adapted so quickly, responded so instinctively, or seemed to recognize a human as its operator. One of the aliens, a tall, gray-skinned engineer with 6 arms, muttered under its breath, "Humans, we underestimated them." He was already deep into exploration. The device seemed alive, almost sentient. When he traced a finger over one of the holographic symbols, the shape shifted into a diagram of the ship's core. The AI responded immediately. "Analysis complete. Adjustments recommended," it said. Derek frowned. Adjustments? To what? Systems efficiency, energy output, structural integrity. All can be optimized, the AI replied. He blinked. Optimized. By me? Yes. Recognized human operator authorized, the AI said. Derek exhaled slowly. This wasn't just a device. This was a tool capable of improving any ship far beyond current standards. And it recognized him, specifically, as its operator. The alien engineers were stunned. They had no idea how to replicate this technology. They had advanced knowledge of propulsion, energy systems, navigation, but nothing that could self-adjust in real time with this level of sophistication. Is it alive? One of them asked cautiously. Derek shook his head. Not alive, more like listening, learning, but only for humans. For the next few hours, Derek experimented. He connected the device to the ship's interface, carefully following the holographic instructions. The ship responded like it had been sleeping for decades. Energy flows balanced themselves. Diagnostic warnings cleared automatically. Even minor mechanical stresses corrected themselves without human intervention. The AI's voice grew more animated, though not in a way that could be called emotion. Optimization sequence complete. Maximum efficiency achieved, it said. Derek leaned back. He had seen ships run efficiently before, but never like this. The Voyager was now performing calculations and adjustments that even the most advanced alien engineers had thought impossible. And yet, it didn't feel like the ship was merely faster or stronger. It felt intelligent, responsive, attuned to Derek's thoughts. He traced another holographic symbol and discovered a map. Not a map of known star systems, but a network of waypoints and coordinates scattered across the galaxy, some far outside known charts. Looks like humans had plans, long ago, he murmured. The AI responded almost quietly. Correct. Purpose, preservation and guidance. Intended operator, human. Derek's pulse quickened. The device wasn't just improving the ship. It was part of a larger strategy. A secret legacy humans had left behind, hidden across the galaxy for someone like him to find. What? What did humans want? He asked aloud, mostly to himself. The device didn't answer in words, but the symbols shifted to form a holographic projection of a ship's interior, with compartments and rooms he had never seen before, schematics for advanced storage, adaptive engines, and automated repair systems, all designed to function without direct human oversight, yet still respond to a human's touch. Derek realized something astounding. Humans had been preparing for a future the galaxy had ignored. For decades, or maybe centuries, they had planted technology, not weapons but tools and guidance for survival and advancement. And all of it required human interaction to unlock. This is genius, Derek whispered. The aliens, observing from the deck, were both amazed and uneasy. They had always believed humans were weak, unpredictable, and disorganized. Yet here was proof that humans could leave behind systems far superior to anything they could design. One alien engineer stepped forward cautiously. "But why leave it? Why not use it?" Derek shook his head. Because it had to wait for someone who understood it. Someone unpredictable, curious, human. He spent the rest of the day decoding what he could. The device contained layers of adaptive algorithms, capable of analyzing any ship system, any energy flow, any structural design, and improving it almost instantly. But it also contained fragments of messages from past human crews, hidden in the holograms, hints of missions long forgotten. Derek paused as one fragment glowed more brightly than the rest. It was a record of a crew, decades old, who had hidden this device deliberately. Their goal, not domination, not conquest, but preparing the galaxy for a future crisis, leaving tools behind for humans to find when the time was right. The implications were staggering. Humans were underestimated. Always underestimated. And yet, in secret, they had built the most sophisticated technology the galaxy had ever seen, then hidden it until someone worthy came along. Derek felt a thrill unlike any other. He wasn't just a mechanic anymore. He was part of something far larger, something that connected him to generations of humans he had never met. He leaned back in his chair and let the device hum in his hands. The AI spoke again. Human operator confirmed. Next phase, integration with vessel systems recommended. Derek smiled faintly. "All right, Voyager, let's see what we can really do." Over the next few hours, he guided the ship through minor adjustments. The Voyager responded like it had been waiting for him its whole existence. Engines balanced themselves with incredible precision. Navigation systems calculated paths he had never considered, and structural integrity checks were completed automatically. The aliens were silent, watching in awe. Their advanced systems could not match what Derek had unlocked in a few hours. Their eyes betrayed shock, admiration, and confusion. Humans could do things that made aliens reconsider everything they thought they knew about intelligence, innovation, and resourcefulness. Derek tapped another symbol on the hologram. A fragment of a log appeared, showing coordinates to an uncharted system. It was small, isolated, and mostly ignored in galactic maps. "Looks like we're going exploring," he murmured. The AI's tone was calm but precise. "Human operator authorized guidance. Proceed with caution." Destination, hidden archive. Derek leaned closer, his excitement growing. Hidden archive. That sounded like exactly the kind of place where humans would leave secrets, tools, and knowledge for future generations. He looked up briefly at the alien engineers. Their expressions were a mixture of fear and respect. Derek smirked. They still underestimated him, but only because they didn't understand humans the way he did. Humans were not just strong or clever. They were persistent, curious, and unafraid to question what others accepted. And that made all the difference. The sun, or what passed for a sun in this system, cast a pale light into the maintenance bay. Derek stood, the device in his hands glowing softly. The Voyager hummed beneath him, alive in a way that no one else could feel or understand. He whispered to himself, "Let's find out what humans really left behind."
And for the first time, Derek felt that he wasn't just discovering technology.
He was uncovering a hidden legacy of humanity, a secret no alien had ever imagined. Somewhere beneath the reservoir, in a compartment almost invisible to the galaxy, a human device waited. It had waited decades, perhaps centuries, for a human mechanic like Derek Hale to awaken it. And now, with his touch, it was alive, and ready to reveal the first pieces of a mystery that would change the galaxy's view of humans forever. The stars outside twinkled, indifferent to the small figure at work inside the Voyager. But Derek didn't care. He was no longer just a mechanic. He was a human in a galaxy that had underestimated his kind. And with that realization, a new chapter began. One that promised adventure, discovery, and revelations no one could have predicted. Derek smiled faintly. The device pulsed in response, like it approved. The Voyager was no longer just a ship. It was a bridge between the galaxy and the secret brilliance of humanity, and Derek was ready to cross it. The Voyager hummed softly, a deep, steady vibration that seemed almost alive. Derek Hale's hands hovered over the device, feeling its subtle pulses, its quiet intelligence waiting for him to act. He had spent hours exploring it, learning its quirks, unlocking its first secrets, but now he knew it was time for the next step. "All right," Derek muttered. "Let's see how far this goes." He placed the device in a specially calibrated docking slot on the ship's main console. The AI immediately shifted tone, almost reverently. "Human operator recognized. Integration sequence authorized," it said. Derek swallowed hard. He had never felt a machine respond like this. The AI didn't just obey, it trusted him. Every wire, every circuit seemed to hum in anticipation. The device projected a holographic map in the center of the bridge. Stars, waypoints, and star systems flickered into view, some uncharted, others long forgotten. The projection rotated slowly, revealing paths that cut across known trade routes and dangerous sectors alike. "What is all this?" Derek asked aloud. "It is a record," the AI replied, "a record of human operations and guidance for future actions, designed to be unlocked by a human." Derek's eyes widened. Guidance for humans, or for the galaxy? The AI did not answer immediately. Instead, the ship itself seemed to shift, lights glowing softly along its hull, systems rebalancing in real time. Energy flowed differently. Sensors adjusted automatically. Even minor structural stresses corrected themselves. The alien engineers on the observation deck gasped. They had seen advanced ships before, vessels capable of incredible feats, but nothing like this. The ship's very systems were thinking, adapting, improving themselves as if the vessel had a mind of its own. One of the aliens, the six-armed engineer, stepped closer to the observation window. Its voice was low, almost fearful. It's impossible!" No system can self-correct this efficiently, and it responds only to him. Derek ignored them. His focus was on the device, on the holographic projections, on the flow of energy and information. He traced a finger over one of the coordinates, and the map shifted. A new waypoint glowed brightly, an uncharted system far outside normal trade routes. "Hidden," Derek murmured. "They didn't want anyone to find this yet." The AI spoke softly, almost in awe. "This location contains a human archive. Purpose: preservation of knowledge and guidance for future generations. Authorized human required for access." Derek felt a thrill run through him. Humans had hidden this technology deliberately, leaving instructions for someone capable of unlocking it. And now here he was, standing on the bridge of the Voyager, holding the key. "All right, Voyager," he said with a smile. "Let's go find it." The ship responded instantly. Systems synchronized. Energy flows balanced themselves perfectly. Navigation calculated the optimal path to the hidden system, accounting for gravitational fields, asteroid belts, and minor cosmic anomalies along the way. Derek could almost feel the ship thinking alongside him, anticipating his decisions before he made them. The alien engineers were silent. Their own systems could not achieve this, and their structured thinking could not comprehend how a human mechanic could unlock such potential. "It's human ingenuity," one whispered. Derek leaned over the console, studying the projections. Symbols from the device shifted as he traced them with his fingers, revealing fragments of old logs, technical schematics, and messages left by humans long gone. "They weren't just making ships," Derek murmured. "They were preparing for something big." The AI responded in a low, reverent tone. "Purpose: elevate human influence, safeguard the galaxy, prepare for unforeseen challenges. Activation requires human creativity and improvisation." Derek nodded. That explained it. The device didn't just operate on logic. It required instinct, intuition, and ingenuity, something only humans had mastered over centuries. Aliens relied on protocol, structure, and predictability. Humans thrived on curiosity, on experimentation, on improvisation. As the Voyager jumped into hyperspace, the stars outside stretched into long streaks of light. Derek watched the holographic map, noting the uncharted system ahead. He had no idea what awaited him there, but he trusted the device, the AI, and his instincts. Hours passed. Derek worked tirelessly, decoding more layers of the device. It contained instructions for adaptive propulsion systems, instant repairs, energy optimization, and even predictive navigation, tools that could allow a single ship to traverse the galaxy efficiently and safely without traditional support. The aliens began to murmur among themselves, their admiration growing. They had thought humans were clever in a practical sense, good at repairing machines, improvising fixes, but they had never realized humans could design technology far beyond their comprehension, leaving it hidden for generations. Derek noticed a new holographic layer appear on the device. It displayed a human crew, decades old, leaving instructions for the future. The device preserved their intent perfectly: to guide, to protect, and to elevate the role of humanity in the galaxy. They left all of this behind, waiting for someone like me, Derek said softly. The AI responded with what almost sounded like approval. Recognition complete. Human capable. Integration ongoing. He realized that the device wasn't just a tool, it was a message. Humans had been underestimated, dismissed as weak, primitive, or chaotic. Yet they had left a hidden legacy, designed to be discovered only by a human capable of understanding it. "And now," Derek said, smiling faintly, "it's my turn to see what they meant." Sensors extended into uncharted space, shields recalibrated, and energy cores balanced themselves automatically. Derek could feel the Voyager responding to him in ways no alien engineer could command. Every adjustment, every calculation, every reaction was guided by his intuition, amplified by the device. The aliens were astonished. One of them, the tall gray engineer, muttered to a colleague, "Humans, we always misjudged them. Their ingenuity, it's beyond us." Derek didn't respond. He was focused on a new symbol on the holographic projection, a faint glow that indicated an ancient human archive. "Looks like we're almost there," he murmured. The AI's voice was calm, yet tinged with reverence. "Archive detected. Human access confirmed. Proceed with caution. Purpose: knowledge preservation." Derek's pulse quickened. The archive could hold centuries of human knowledge, technology, and guidance. He could unlock secrets that no alien had ever imagined. And he would do it with care, curiosity, and the ingenuity that only humans could provide. As the Voyager entered the uncharted system, Derek noticed the subtle changes in the ship's behavior. Engines adjusted themselves to minor gravitational anomalies. Sensors scanned asteroids and debris automatically. Even the ship's interior system seemed to hum in anticipation, ready for whatever lay ahead. "Oh, okay, Voyager," Derek whispered. "Let's see what humans left behind." The alien crew watched silently, still awed, still uncertain. Their assumptions about humans had been shattered. They had thought humans were clever but limited. Now they realized that humans could plan, innovate, and leave behind technology far superior to anything they had ever encountered. Derek guided the ship carefully through the system, following the glowing coordinates from the device. The AI provided subtle guidance, but always deferred to his judgment. It was a partnership, human intuition and ancient technology working together. Finally, the hidden system appeared before them. A small, isolated planet orbited a quiet star. Derek could see structures on the surface, buildings designed for long-term preservation, shielded from prying eyes. This was the archive, the final resting place of the secrets humans had left behind. He took a deep breath. "Here we go," he said. The Voyager descended carefully, the ship's adaptive systems guiding every movement. Energy flows balanced perfectly, and landing was smooth, almost effortless. Derek stepped onto the bridge floor, device in hand, feeling a sense of connection to the humans who had left this legacy decades ago. "They trusted me," he whispered. "They trusted a human to find this." The aliens looked on, their expressions a mix of awe and disbelief. They could see the intelligence in the technology, the elegance in its design, and the human ingenuity that had activated it. Derek approached the planet's surface carefully. The device pulsed, indicating a hidden entrance. Symbols shifted, revealing a holographic key that would unlock the archive's doors. "This is it," Derek said, feeling a thrill unlike anything he had ever experienced. "The humans. They left everything we'll need." The AI spoke softly, almost reverently. "Human legacy preserved. Access granted." Derek activated the key, and the archive's doors slowly opened. Light spilled out, revealing rows of technology, data cores, and preserved knowledge, human ingenuity in its purest form. He stepped forward, feeling the weight of history around him, and smiled. "This is just the beginning," he said. The aliens still watching could only stare. They had underestimated humans. They had doubted ingenuity born from curiosity and improvisation. But now, there was no doubt. Humans had created, hidden, and preserved knowledge that would reshape the galaxy's understanding of what a single species could achieve. And Derek Hale was at the center of it all. The device pulsed warmly in his hands, as if approving his steps. The Voyager hummed beneath him, alive in ways no one else could feel. And the hidden human archive awaited, ready to reveal its secrets to the human who had unlocked it. Derek Hale stood at the entrance of the hidden archive, the device pulsing softly in his hands. The light spilling from the open doors revealed corridors lined with strange technology, glowing data cores, and holographic interfaces that seemed to breathe with quiet energy. Every detail was precise, elegant, and undeniably human. This is incredible," Derek whispered, stepping forward. The alien engineers remained on the bridge of the Voyager, watching through external feeds. They had never seen anything like this. Their systems relied on calculations, protocols, and predictability. Humans relied on curiosity, improvisation, and creativity. And here, all of it had been preserved in a secret archive, waiting for someone like Derek to find it. Derek approached the first holographic console and tapped it with his finger. Symbols and diagrams sprang to life, forming schematics of advanced energy systems, propulsion engines, and automated repairs far beyond anything the aliens had ever designed. The device in his hands pulsed again, and a holographic voice spoke softly, almost like a memory. "Welcome, human. You have been chosen to continue our work. The galaxy is vast, and humanity's guidance is needed once more." Derek's pulse quickened. The voice belonged to a crew long gone, humans who had left behind technology and knowledge in secret. They had anticipated a time when the galaxy might underestimate humans, and they had prepared for it. He walked deeper into the archive. Holographic projections lit up as he passed, revealing maps of hidden systems, energy networks, and repositories of knowledge. Each projection seemed to respond to his presence, adjusting, expanding, and guiding him. "This is beyond anything I imagined," Derek murmured. The aliens, watching silently, could only stare. One of them whispered, "We thought humans were clever, but this is something else. They've planned, created, and left behind knowledge we cannot comprehend." Derek reached a central chamber where a massive holographic sphere floated. It displayed the entire known galaxy with glowing points marking uncharted territories, hidden supply stations, and secret communication networks. The device pulsed and the sphere rotated, centering on one particular system. Derek realized this system had been kept secret for centuries, a hub of human ingenuity waiting to be discovered. These were hidden by humans?" he asked softly. "Yes," the AI responded. "Purpose, preservation, guidance, and elevation of humanity's role in the galaxy. Only a human operator can access full functions." Derek traced a glowing line on the holographic sphere. Streams of data flowed into the Voyager, integrating with the ship's systems. Engines adjusted, sensors expanded, and shields strengthened automatically. The ship responded as if alive, guided by Derek's intuition, amplified by the hidden technology. He felt a thrill unlike anything he had ever experienced. Humans had left behind a legacy so advanced, so deliberate, that even the most sophisticated alien civilizations could not replicate it. This is why they underestimated us, Derek whispered. They didn't know we could leave behind this ingenuity. The aliens exchanged glances, their expressions a mix of awe and disbelief. They had always thought humans were clever but limited. Now they saw the truth. Humans could create, plan, and preserve technology far beyond alien comprehension, and they had done so quietly, patiently, and deliberately. Derek continued exploring the archive. Holographic displays showed methods for energy generation, automated repairs, advanced navigation systems, and even predictive modeling for cosmic events. Every system was designed to function independently, yet respond perfectly to a human operator. He realized something profound. Humans had been preparing for centuries, not for conquest or war, but for guidance and preservation. They had left behind tools for anyone capable of using them wisely. The device pulsed again, highlighting a hidden compartment within the archive. Derek approached it carefully. The compartment opened to reveal a series of data cores, each containing decades of human knowledge, from engineering and medicine to exploration and diplomacy. This is everything, Derek murmured. All of it, waiting for a human to find. The AI spoke softly. Legacy confirmed. Human guidance required to activate knowledge fully. Derek took a deep breath. He had been chosen not by chance but because of human traits that no alien could replicate: curiosity, persistence, creativity, and the willingness to explore the unknown. He began activating the cores one by one. Each activation sent streams of data into the Voyager, enhancing its systems further. The ship now operated at levels the aliens had never imagined possible, with predictive navigation, automated repair systems, and energy optimization beyond comprehension. The alien engineers were silent. They could see the changes, feel the intelligence of the ship, but they could not understand the human ingenuity behind it. Derek smiled. This is just the beginning. Humanity's work isn't finished. It's just waiting for us to continue it. The AI's voice was calm but approving. Human legacy active. Galaxy awaiting guidance. Operator authorized to proceed. Derek turned to the observation window. Stars stretched endlessly before him, and somewhere out there, civilizations unaware of what humans had left behind continued their lives. But now, humans had a presence, subtle but undeniable, ready to influence the galaxy through knowledge, guidance, and ingenuity, rather than force. He realized the truth of what humans had always been capable of, not just surviving, not just adapting, but shaping the future quietly, deliberately, and wisely. This changes everything, Derek whispered. The Voyager hummed beneath him, alive and responsive. The device pulsed in his hands, almost like a heartbeat. Derek felt a connection to the humans who had left this legacy, to the generations of ingenuity that had built this hidden archive, and to the future he was now a part of. He stepped back from the central sphere and looked at the alien engineers on the observation deck. Their expressions were a mix of awe and respect. They had underestimated humans, and now they understood why humans had always been considered unpredictable, but in the best possible way. Humans aren't just clever, Derek said softly. We're persistent, curious, and creative. We leave a mark even when no one is watching. The aliens remained silent, but their eyes betrayed the realization. Humanity was no longer just another species in the galaxy. It was a force of ingenuity, guidance, and foresight, quietly powerful, and ready to reveal itself when the time was right. Derek turned back to the holographic sphere. The uncharted systems, hidden archives, and streams of knowledge glowed brightly. This was a beginning, not an end. Humanity had left the tools, the guidance, and the technology to influence the galaxy, but it required a human to unlock it. And now, Derek Hale was that human. He stepped forward, activating the final data core. Streams of knowledge flowed into the Voyager, integrating fully with its systems. Engines hummed, shields strengthened, and navigation systems predicted optimal paths across uncharted space. The ship was now fully alive, a testament to human ingenuity amplified by centuries of careful preparation. This is humanity, Derek whispered, awe in his voice. Quiet, patient, brilliant. And finally, revealed. The aliens watched silently, understanding at last that humans were not just clever mechanics or clever fighters. They were creators, planners, and innovators, capable of leaving behind legacies that could outlast centuries. Derek smiled faintly, holding the device in his hands. The holographic maps of the galaxy shimmered, showing hidden systems, archives, and secrets waiting to be explored. Humanity's influence was no longer hidden. It was alive, active, and ready to shape the galaxy through intelligence, guidance, and creativity. And Derek Hale, a simple human mechanic, had unlocked it all. The Voyager hummed beneath him, alive, responsive, and ready for the journey ahead. The stars outside twinkled, indifferent to the human standing on the bridge, but Derek didn't care. He knew one thing: the galaxy had underestimated humans, and now it would never do so again. He whispered softly, almost to himself, "This is only the beginning. Humanity is here, and the galaxy is about to notice." The hidden device pulsed warmly, as if agreeing. The Voyager was ready. Derek was ready, and the legacy of humanity, long hidden but never forgotten, was finally revealed.